Think back to a few years ago. The world outside was chaotic or locked down, but inside, you had this magical red screen.
It didn't judge you. It didn't interrupt your favorite scenes with loud, obnoxious commercials. It didn't lock you out because your sibling logged in from another city. Netflix was the ultimate comfort zone, but slowly, almost invisibly, that comfort zone turned into a corporate trap. Today, opening Netflix feels less like a warm embrace and more like a shakedown. Prices keep climbing, features are being stripped away, and the platform that promised to kill cable TV has officially become the very monster it swore to destroy. How did the ultimate consumer hero turn into the ultimate corporate villain? To understand the betrayal, we have to understand how we fell in love with them in the first place. Before it was an empire, Netflix was a rebellion.
In the late 1990s, renting a movie was a high-stress gamble. You'd drive to Blockbuster, wander the aisles, and if you brought the tape back a few hours late, boom!
Netflix changed everything with a radical, almost crazy idea. A little red paper envelope mailed directly to your door. No deadlines, no late fees, no anxiety. But their true stroke of genius came in 2007 when they launched streaming. Suddenly, the physical world vanished. For a few dollars a month, you had an infinite library at your fingertips. Netflix didn't just change how we watch TV, they changed culture. They gave us the binge watch. They created a safe haven where we could escape reality. We collectively fell in love with a brand because it felt like they actually cared about our freedom to watch whatever we wanted. They were the ultimate underdog that won our hearts, and we rewarded them by making them an absolute juggernaut.
But real love is expensive, and behind that friendly red logo, panic was setting in, as Netflix studios realized they had handed the keys to their kingdom to an outsider.
In a bitter act of revenge, networks began tearing their hit shows, like The Office and Friends, away from Netflix to launch their own competing streaming apps. Netflix was suddenly starving for content to survive. They had to stop being a distributor and start becoming a studio. What followed was a desperate, multi-billion-dollar gambling addiction. Netflix began spending an unthinkable $17 billion a year to produce original content. They threw money at everything, frantically trying to replace the comfort shows we lost. But because they refused to run ads, their only source of survival was your subscription money. They were drowning in toxic corporate debt, sprinting on a treadmill that was moving faster and faster, praying they would never run out of new users to pay the bills. Then came 2022, and the treadmill stopped dead. In early 2022, Netflix hit a brick wall. For the first time in a decade, subscriber numbers plummeted. Wall Street didn't just panic, they abandoned ship. Netflix's stock price crashed by a devastating 75%, erasing billions of dollars in hours. The corporate dream of infinite growth was dead. Fear took over the boardroom, and when a multi-billion-dollar corporation gets scared, the consumer always pays the price. Netflix turned on its own audience.
Remember when sharing a password was an act of love? In 2023, that love was officially monetized. They looked at 100 million households and saw dollar signs instead of loyal fans.
The global password crackdown began. It didn't matter if you were a college student using your parents' account or a family sharing across different states. You were locked out. The internet erupted in fury. People felt cheated, abandoned, and insulted by the company they had supported for years. But Netflix didn't care about the heartbreak. They cared about the math and the cold, brutal truth. The math worked. Instead of quitting, millions of us caved. We bit our tongues, pulled out our wallets, and paid for our own accounts. Netflix didn't just survive their hardships. They came out of them more profitable and powerful than ever before. But the magic is gone. By killing ad-free plans, forcing commercial breaks onto cheaper tiers, and buying up live sports broadcasts, Netflix didn't save us from the tyranny of cable TV. They just tricked us into buying it all over again. Repackaged in a sleek app, the underdog became the empire, and we are the ones funding the crown.
Did you stay through the crackdown, or did the romance end for you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see the dark truth behind the world's biggest businesses, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.